Hey guys, good afternoon. Please, if you can, just use the chat for interaction and you can do networking together or you can ask questions. It is a little hard when I'm actually sharing my screen. That means I had a little trouble to see everyone. That means please feel free to keep your cameras off. It's up to you. Still all good in a listening mode. Because what we're going to do today, this is actually not what I do usually. I do a lot of webinars, workshops, and very interactive way workshops. This is for me a little bit different, a little bit new. That means I will try to run through a few different topics, and all webinar is basically just me talking. What is a big change, but let's do it. And I would like to introduce a few different models and frameworks that you can use. If you feel like you can hear or I'm just speeding up, because that's how I talk, just let me know. You can just show me your fingers or something like, hey, just stop, Alex, or pause. And yeah, I would like to welcome you here. I'm so happy you're here, and I will probably admit some people that are coming on the way, because I know a few people still coming late, but I don't want to waste your time because I know you're here. Probably all of you are very busy. That means I will start very quick. What is the outcome or the goal of the session is I realize that a lot of business owners or people, they're working hard. They don't actually have enough leadership or self-leadership because it's so hard, because we are so busy and we don't have time to think about ourselves. We don't have time to develop ourselves. And we are just running around kids. We are running for the jobs, for the work. We are running around clients and customers. And it become just like one big race. And I want to be sure that we talk about the few things that I want you to maybe use, maybe notice, maybe change, and just bring a little bit of awareness and consciousness around things, how we do it. Because when we bring awareness and consciousness, we can actually change our results and we can become very successful. And I always said we can actually start to work smarter, not harder, because I really want to go away from working hard. And, you know, that's how we were. Some of us raised. We thought that working hard is to be successful. That means that all thing we want to delete from our past, and we would like to actually work smarter. That means why I'm talking. Look, I'm Alex. Some of you already know me. Some I never met. That means probably some of you are very new here. And officially, I'm engineer of economics in Europe and professional coach, NLP practitioner, and as well certificate for. I'm just finishing. And I'm 19 years in business. That means it's pretty long time. It's really long time. Sometimes it's a little scary because it feels like it's forever. And yeah, that means I'm not younger anymore. Probably I'm not going young. And I own businesses in Europe and Thailand and Caribbean and Australia. And I'm actually based in Perth. And I know some of you personally. That means it's really, really nice to see you here. And I'm excited that you find the time and you want to spend it here with me or with other people in the room. And I really, really will do my best to give you everything what I can in that short time and really focus on what you want. That means if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, please, if I'm not stopping or not stopping the talk, because I can be very passionate and don't stop, just jump in and let me know if it's something urgent you want to say. And yeah, past years, I was basically just researching and studying and doing everything you can imagine in the area of thinking and behavior, because I realized in my business that was the one thing that made me actually not successful at the beginning. And when I changed it, it made me successful at the end, or I'm hopefully not at the end yet, but it changed my business totally when I started to focus on changing habits, changing thinking, changing behavior, and bring a little bit different mindset and energy into business, and not just race and being better and try to be first and achieve a lot and push. And it's just hard. And we all know that will take us probably to burn out, or we will just lose one day all energy and we will be probably sick. That means it's better to really start to think about all strategies and everything what we do in our lives and business. And I hope my slides are going to work. Always surprise. Anyway, some of our results with work, what I do, what we delivered, that was in GCCL Grand Secret Cruise Line. We increased satisfaction from 62% to 98%. Just to show you that actually changing behaviors or coaching or mentoring or changing your thinking and And changing our soft skills and emotional intelligence can actually increase the revenue and business so much. That means not only that we changing ourselves and we improving our skills and influence, and that's why I call my program Improve to Influence, because when we improve, we are slowly changing and having more influence on others, not only family or kids, but also or on our colleagues or friends. And I think it's very important to notice that and probably most of you here, I believe you study and you do some personal development. That means you know how big impact that has on your results in general. That means you can see a few different results that we did, and probably for most Australians, the closest one will be the Coaching Institute in Australia, where I studied. I also helped them to help their coaches actually to increase and have successful businesses. And here in Australia, I usually work with accounting firms. I work with some engineers and builders, and funny, yeah, it's with a lot of builders and constructions guys. What just probably happened naturally because they're all very busy right now, and they need to coordinate that workflow and find that work-life balance, what is very important for everyone probably. That means some of our results, just wrap up. That means if you want to have more money in your bank account, that's definitely through soft skills, coaching, emotional intelligence, and changing your thinking and habits. If you don't have enough money, it definitely, this is something that can help you to become more successful. But also, of course, it will help you to increase your sales and productivity and performance, and bring some systems and procedures and processes into your business and into your life. And leadership skills, I don't need to even mention that because we talk a lot about leadership skills and managing skills. And not only managing ourselves, but also managing others. And work-life balance, I already mentioned, that is very important. And when I work with teams or with bigger companies, of course, increase team performance and culture and relationships and communication. They basically anything that the company or organization needs. And I will jump probably that I already mentioned some results from our clients, but I will go through also some I would say academic proofs that actually Harvard Business School is studying this as well. And they realize that 68% revenue growth can be actually caused by improving leadership skills or soft skills or emotional intelligence. And you can see here, there is the Deloitte study. There is also Harvard Business Reviews. They said 130% a year can be improve your business by improving your skills. What is absolutely amazing, because when I'm thinking about my business, how that changed with changing and with coaching, that I always said, just become a coach when you have people working with you. And I'm not saying that you need to be a professional coach. It's more about knowing about people's behaviors and people's patterns and thinking. It's just absolutely great for working with people when you can actually guess or you can actually know what they mean when they say something, because sometimes we say things, we can language them, but our body and our skin or our hands, everything else is saying something opposite. That means you can actually learn how to read people, and it's not for bad things, it's just for good things, because that can help them, not just helping you. And of course, we don't use these practices for just trying to sell people, because that will be really going opposite way of what is the goal of the coaching. That means, yeah, you can see some great results, and I will jump straight away to our few topics. That means today I will talk about 5 success principles, and I absolutely love them. I know it's weird that I love principles, but you will see how amazing and easy and simple they are. But if we run them in our everyday life or work, and we check on ourselves, and by using those principles, you will be able to change your results. And conscious leadership model, that's something that I want to show you as well, because it's connected with success principles and our thinking and mindset. That means I will talk about that a little bit, how we can actually change our thinking, or how we can change our feelings and emotions through changing our thoughts. And that's probably the biggest thing that I really like in our programs, that we always talk about. First, change your thinking, change your story. And after that, you're able to change your behavior and your results. That means, yeah, if you have any questions, guys, just jump in. And yeah, I need to breathe. I know. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. And I love this quote. It looks a little bit blurry, but what is great that's the true thing. When we don't start to do things and we don't take action or the first steps towards something we want, we will never ever achieve what we want. Because if something is stopping us, and it can be fear, doubts, can be some maybe even negative self-talk, because we often have the talks like, this is not for me, maybe I will never achieve it, I don't think I should be, I don't know, millionaire, or I should be something. But why not? If you really want something, you can become anything you want. And I just watched actually one video this morning before our meeting. It started. It was the guy on the wheelchair that won the Paralympic Games, and it's absolutely amazing what he said, because he said if he can choose to walk, or he can choose to do what he's doing, like to achieve everything and know that he can achieve everything he wants, he will choose to achieve everything he wants. He will never choose to walk. That means the strength we have inside is absolutely amazing. Like, we can achieve anything. The major thing is we need to have mindset around that. I mean, we need to set up our mind the way that, yes, we can do it. Only thing we need to is figure out how. That's all what we need. And that's all success principles will be actually about, that we need to actually find a way to do things differently. And our 5 success principles, in one big thing is, you can see it's all working together. It's outcome, action, sensory acuity, behavior, flexibility, and physiology. And I will talk about each principle, and I just want you to see it now all together, the way how they are, especially in the circle, because they are working all together, and they are kind of like a cycle. That means when we start with outcome and knowing our outcome, they're going to 5, and after that, you're going back to the outcome, anything you do. And I will explain how that works. That means when you think about knowing your outcome, Zig Ziglar said, if you aim for nothing, you will hit it 1,000 times. And I love this quote because it's so true. And I always compare it with a taxi driver. When you think about the taxi driver is picking you up, you sit down, and now he's asking you where you want to go. And you said, I just want to go to Perth. And taxi driver is okay, and he's driving you. And now you are last 3 hours just going around Perth, going around, and you will never come to the point where you want. You will never hit the destination. And it is because you don't know the street, you don't know the street number. That means be specific with what you want. It's really hard to maybe find people that can help you, or find friends that will go with you to achieve something if you don't know what you want to achieve. It's so important to know where we are aiming. And so many clients coming to me and they said, yeah, I just want to, achieve my $1 billion or 5 million. I said, yeah, but that's great. But you need to know why, what it is you want. It is not just about money. Of course, financially, you need to know your number, what you want to achieve, but also you want to have an imagination at least of what you want, how you want it, who you want to have it with, and why is that so important for you? What will change in your life when you will achieve it? It's so many things around knowing your outcome and knowing your goal that has to be clarified. Some people just come like, yeah, okay, this is cool. I'm going to do sales because I want to have more money. And I'm always asking about every activity we do, we should be clear on outcome. That is, when you think about sales, and you tell me that you're just doing sales every day, I will ask you, like, what is your sales goal every week? Or what is your goal for conversion? Like, how much is your conversion rate? And what is the goal that you want to have? And there was another thing that I noticed, a lot of people going to networking events, and probably some of you here as well know a lot of networking groups, and most of my clients going for networking. But what changed basically when we started to work together was that they always go to networking and have a coffee or have a chat. And after 2-3 years, they totally forgot what they have, like the business cards from people. They don't know who the person is. And I said, okay, when you're going to networking, you need to have goal. Again, you need to have strategy. I have a lot of different strategies for prospecting, and some of them are different events where the tickets cost $1,000 or $2,000. And when you think about those kind of conferences or those kind of events, when you spend so much money for the ticket and you telling me that you just go for networking and because you don't mind, like price doesn't matter, but it matters. Because if you don't have strategy, if you don't have goal you want to achieve there, if you don't know why you're going there and how you want to do it and what you want to take from the event or what you want to give to someone at the event, it doesn't make sense. Just don't waste your time. Just don't go there. You're wasting money and time for nothing. That means all prospecting activities need to have very clear goal. That means to know your outcome in any situation. That means it's not just knowing your outcome for the business and having $1 million, but knowing your outcome in your health. Or, for example, I usually set up a lot of outcomes and goals for my business, but now I realized that I didn't hit the goals or I didn't set up big goals in my health. And I decided to do ultra marathon. This is my first time in my life. I never ever run marathon, but I decided I'm going to do it and sign up officially. Yay. And now I realize that I know my outcome. I want to make it. Like I want to make it, these 80 kilometers. But it's such a new thing for me that I'm happy that I have success principles and I can use them because I'm going back and I'm thinking, okay, never achieved that, how I can do it, what do I need to do, who I need to ask, how I'm going to do that. That means knowing the outcome is, again, moving me back, and actually it's kind of creating the strategy. And the strategy will be run through the success principles. That means this will take me to another one, because now when I have, for example, the goal, 80 kilometers, ultra marathon, then I know that I need to take action, because without training, without doing something, I just can't show up at the ultra marathon and start run. I will probably die there. And it's probably not that funny, but I can imagine that I don't know how I will run it. But that's the thing that can happen, because if you're not able to do some things, just rocking up and just make it happen. That means all things that we want to fight for, or all things that we want to achieve, we need to actually take action. That means second principle is, of course, take action or be proactive. And you are what you do, not what you say you will do. And I love this quote because it's so true. So many people say like, yes, I will do it. I will try it. Yeah, I'm totally for it. So many people promise something or talk about something, but you can see how they end up. They actually never do anything for that. That means take action, and being proactive is the most important. But when we don't have outcome or goal clarified, we don't know what action to take. But now when we have outcome and goal, we know probably what can be our first strategy or first activity or first step. And when we want to do something, for example, I wanted to become a coach. Well, I did a really wrong strategy. I first became a coach for corporates, and I realized I don't know a lot about coaching, and it took me time to find a strategy how I can actually start to learn what I can do. And now last 6 years, I'm actually studying and researching, and I had a gap. I didn't do coaching for clients for a while. I just didn't feel like I want to do it the same way that I was doing that for the corporate. That means the things are, know your outcome and be proactive and find a way to do things is so important. Take action, because nobody will just come to you and give you stuff you want. There is no miracle that will happen without you being proactive. But when you set up outcome in your head and and you start to do small step, and you know that every small step is moving you a little bit closer to your outcome, you will actually achieve it. Because all those powers around will actually help us, because people will know what we want. That means if you talk about your goals, even people around you can help you to actually get in and make it easier. That means talk about your goals, and when you have your outcome clear, take action. The third was our amazing sensory acuity. I can simplify that. It's basically self-awareness. And Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I think I love it. I absolutely love it, because what was happening in my business at the beginning, I was doing same things all the time. It was 19 years ago when I started my business, and I did the same thing. I was first few months, I thought like, this doesn't work. I don't know what to do. And I had big setback even before I started. After that, when I started to talk with friends and talk to other people and explain what I want. And they started to giving me some ideas and some moves and some introductions. But if I wouldn't tell them what I want, I will never be introduced to anyone. And slowly I was growing my business, but it took me so long because I didn't have any idea that behavioral flexibility, sensory acuity, that's something that I should have a look on, and I should actually check what my strategy is. That means if you're trying to become better in something for past 40 years, I can say for myself, 43 years, and if you try to do it and you still don't moving so fast or fast that you want, or you're not achieving what you want, and it's already 40 years, I think it's time to change the strategy. That means have a look what you're doing, how you're doing that, and really be open to what you can see, what you can feel, what is the feedback, what feedback you're getting. Just really be aware what's going on, and if there is something that needs to be changed, because if we are not achieving the results, sometimes, of course, we are not changing strategy every month or every week, but all depends when that is needed. That means what we do in Improve to Influence, basically we are setting up the strategies with clients, with a group of people, and we creating some kind of time that people can test it, people can do it, people can try it, we can test the strategy. And after that, we can see if it's working, or if the part of the strategy doesn't work, the part of the strategy will be changed. That means really keep that in mind, that if something doesn't work, probably needs to be changed or assessed, and have a look what is not going well. Like, for example, with the running that I mentioned before, for me, this is first time having that massive goal in athletics, professional athletes, or I don't know how to even call it, health and wellness. 80 kilometers is really, really long journey, long distance. And I know I don't know everything. That means what I did, I started to train, and I didn't repeat it because 2 weeks, I was so tired. I couldn't run anymore. I had to have like 4 days off, and my legs sore, and I just felt exhausted. And I was still running my workshops. I had 6-hour workshop, I had 5-hour workshop afterwards. And I was just so tired. And I realized that my strategy doesn't work. That means it was not continuing doing that or stop running. That means give up on my goal, but it was more going back, have a look, what doesn't work. I realized that I need more food. That means I started to check my nutrition and change the food that I was eating. And after that, I talked with a few people. They did some different athletics and different sports. And for people, they were professional athletes. And I asked people that did some marathons, and they all told me that the miracle or magic is in recovery. I was like, didn't know that. That means ask people, go to programs, go do something where you can actually learn, you can implement, you can check, you can evaluate, and you can go back and change the strategy and actually achieve the results. That means that is a great example how, like small things doesn't work, but we don't give up, because it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to shrink the goal and say like, I can't achieve it. Instead of just changing strategy. That means think about everything what you do in your life, and think about that is not the goal that is a problem. That is not something else problem. Is usually just the strategy, because everything what we do, even how we drink, how we go to restaurant, how we order food, how we are in relationships, everything what we do, how we network, how we run business, it's habit, it's the strategy we created. That means everything can be changed. And I want you to remember that because it's so important. And let's move to another one. And behavior flexibility. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. And basically, when we find out in our third principle, in sensory acuity, when we find out what actually was wrong or what didn't work, and we feel like we brought that awareness, we assess the strategy, and we realize there are small things that doesn't work. Now we know we have behavioral flexibility because we want to achieve the strategy we want. And what does that mean, behavioral flexibility? When you think about babies, I think a lot of people using this as an example, maybe example of resilience, but I will use it as an example of behavior flexibility. That means babies, when they start to learn how to walk, they stand up and they fail a million times. But somewhere they know they will walk, they will stand up. And somewhere, you know, that awareness is there, that they know they must do it. They believe, they have a really, really high belief they can do it, they can achieve it. And basically all what they do, they're just changing how they do it. That means they're just changing their behavior. They're changing their strategy, how they will start to walk. That means that's all what we need to do. And when I mentioned the shrinking the goals, that is natural human behavior, that what we do first, we always we get scared of goals, and we start to bring in some self-doubts. Self-doubts are big, fears are big, frustrations are big. We're bringing that into our goals, and exactly what I said, like we instead of expanding our reality and knowledge and resources, we actually shrink the goal because it's easy, because it's so easy, so comfortable. When you set up, I don't know, last year you set up first million, and now it's coming to the end of the year, million is still not there. It just seems to be so far away. You know what? Just better to say, I will give up. You know, I just can't achieve it. Why don't ask what I can do better? Maybe just improve 1%. There was, I think James Clear is talking about that in his book Atomic Habits, and I just got his newsletter, I think a few weeks ago. And that was the thing that he said, just improve 1%, improve the strategy thing you do, just 1% every day. At the end of the year, you will be 365% better in something. Your strategy, maybe delivery, maybe your personal development, maybe your business, whatever it is, but it can be 365% better at the end of the year. And that's massive change. That means small steps. And the fifth principle is actually about physiology. And why I'm mentioning this principle as one of the principles, because what is happening sometimes, we have our mind, you know, we're creating story and our mind is going into more negative thoughts, and we think we are not good enough, or we think that we can't make it, or we think this is too much, or this is too hard. We're blaming everything around us, we're blaming others, we're blaming ourselves, and the worst is our self-talk. And physiology is the fastest way to change your thoughts and mind, because our body is so connected with our brain. That means if we actually, for example, we need a little bit of self-confidence, then I always say just stand up, shoulder back, chin up, and walk around the room 15, 20 minutes. And you will actually feel it. You will feel more confidence. And if you think about self-talk that is putting us down, I always try to find some kind of happy moment with clients. For example, when they're losing the self-confidence, or they have too many doubts, I always say, think about the moment in your life when you were so proud of yourself, when you achieved something that you say, you know what, that was good, that was great. Or when you say something to someone and you make someone else feel really good and happy. Just think about the moments when you change other people's life, when you actually add some value, when you say the sentence and people actually were happy. And sometimes I know we don't notice that we are changing lives, but trust me, it is happening. Like, for example, my cousin came to me, like she messaged me because we are far away from each other, but she messaged me like last month. And we talk about music, and I usually don't talk to her that much, but when we were younger, we were probably closer to each other. And she said that I was just thinking about you with my trainer. We were talking about you, that you changed actually my life in music. Like, you actually make me to listen music a little bit different way. Well, you have really big impact in like music and art on me. And I was like, me? I never really was any, you know, artistic. I love music, but I didn't know that my passion about music was going out, and actually I influenced my cousin with listening to music and find those amazing songs. And she just sent me the message. I was so happy because I realized there's so many things we don't know. That means your behavior and your physiology is doing the same thing. When people see you sad and shoulders down, they're worried about you. But when you come in confident, you're bringing some, enthusiasm and passion and smile into room, people will be happy as well around you. And that will help you as well with your mindset. That means just with those 5 principles, think about that just an example with run or business, that knowing your outcome, that was this 80 kilometers run, for example, and taking action. That means start training, start doing things towards your goal, and self-awareness, sensory acuity, straight away check on your strategies. Is it working? Am I improving every week? Am I going faster? Am I feeling good? No, I was sore, I was tired and exhausted. I changed the strategy. There is behavioral flexibility is starting there, that we're changing the strategy and we implement something else, something new. And physiology, when I didn't feel it, so many times I don't feel like going for a run. Oh, I will rather watch a romantic movie or doing something else. Trust me, it's so much more comfortable and nice, to have dinner with friends and have a glass of wine. But I said I want to achieve it. That means I was going for a run. During the weekend, I was running 24 kilometers, first time in my life. And I didn't have a glass of wine. I didn't go out with friends. Yes, I miss them, but I want to achieve that. That means I changed my physiology, and I was walking around the room, and because I was like, I'm not going around today. I don't feel it, I'm tired. And I was thinking about the moment when I ran first 20 kilometers, that was weekend before. And I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, I remember how I felt. I remember how proud I was. I was like, no, I will finish this second 10 kilometers. I was like, yes, I need to make it. And I was just watching my watch all the time, just make it. And I was so happy when that finished. And that physiology, that feeling that I brought into me, I was motivated to go run. That means if you don't feel motivated, please use your thoughts and use your physiology to change, because it will help you to feel inspired. Okay, now when we talk about success principles, I will just kind of wrap up that what we need to actually change or improve first is mindset, is beliefs, of course, values, emotional intelligence, and attitude. I pick up only a few of them because it will be probably so much more. And I can talk about any soft skills and any beliefs, values, or any filters we are using with the explanation or communication of the external world. I will explain in a second that we have those filters, and they direct or guide us and guide our life. And all those things here is that this is only part of the things we will actually continue doing and working on in Improve to Influence course. But this is the basic that can be changed even now. And it's all about beliefs, that if I believe I'm not good enough, I will never do it. And I can give you an example with beliefs. 3 years ago, probably, if you will ask me to speak in front of people or at an event, I will never show up, I will never come, I will always say no. I didn't even think about that I will run workshops. I ran meetings, of course, for team. I didn't like them that much because, when you are in work, it's kind of like, oh, this must be done. And everybody feels like meetings are just waste of the time. That means I never really kind of enjoyed, but 3 years ago, something changed. And I said, you know what, it's just my belief that I shouldn't speak, I can't speak, and maybe I'm not smart enough, good enough, all those things that we have, fears and stage fright, and all those things were coming. I was sometimes, flushing, I was red, I was stressed, I was sweaty, and I couldn't, when I was in front of people, I just lost everything what I wanted to say. But I knew my outcome. I realized I want to do it. I want to be speaking because that is probably only way how I can influence and help people. Because I can't help thousands of people in a year if I will do one-to-one coaching and mentoring. I can't. It's just my time. I have same time as you. That means it's 48, maybe 50 hours, 60 hours a week I can work if I want to actually have some free time. And I realized that it's not possible to achieve so much change and have impact. That means my only way is actually speaking. And even though I'm fast speaker, and sometimes people probably don't understand what I'm saying because I'm really fast, I'm still trying to slow down. Trust me, I'm still learning, but I know I have passion and I want to do it. And with that belief that I can do it, I change everything. I change my values. I change my filters that I was thinking from or through that I will show you now. And I'm improving, and I can actually teach people how to take format and frameworks and speaking frameworks and content writing frameworks for their speaking events or for their meetings. And I can give them structure. I can teach them how to do it. And it's just using a few different skills and tools. And that's why that's another part in our super cool course, because I think it's so important when you're a leader, when you're a business owner, that you know how to speak in front of people and you have structure and you bring that structure into your any presentation. If it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 1 hour, 2 hours presentation, you can actually use the same framework because you know how to lift the energy in the room, you know how to put it a little bit down, you know when you should be quieter, and how to use your tonality. But that's all too many details. That is what I would like to say. That's a communication model, that what we use is basically filters we have. And that's why when I said that, you know, I had to change my belief when I wanted to become something that I'd never been, or if I want to change and improve something, again, I need to change belief and values if I want to become something else. And we have basically what happens externally when we're talking about any external event, anything with mindset. Now imagine we are talking now about thoughts and mindset. Now anything around us, what other people say to us, or what our parents told us, or what we thought, you know, like anything what was coming from outside and it was external event, everything is neutral. And when we are in the shopping center, for example, I will come with my friend and my friend has kids and I don't have kids, so I'm just in business and all about business. Then two of us, when we will be in shopping center, we will meet up after 2 hours and we will talk about what we experience in shopping center, for example. That my perception is so different and my filters are so different than my friend filters. Then she will see probably everything with kids' toys and kids' departments, playgrounds, and some amazing stuff for kids. And all what I will talk about will be probably, I saw the space for rent, for business, that can be great coffee shop, or it can be great opportunity for our office, or I will talk about business side. That is, we will have totally different experience. And I want you to just, on that story, I just want to be sure that you understand when I'm talking about external events is anything what is happening in our life every day. And sorry, I will take a little bit of water. I need to breathe. And basically all external events or situations, we create perception. We transform them. They're going through our eyes, and we form everything and take everything through the filters. Now, everyone in the world has 3 major filters. Deletion, distortion, and generalization is the filter we use. And deletion is probably example. When you're with someone, after 30 years of life, you meet your friends again, and you're talking about same situation on, I don't know, camping in a school or school trip. And you're talking about something like, yeah, you remember this happened and it was so cool. And your friends is like, no, I don't remember that. I remember this. And they talk about something else. That means we naturally deleting stuff. And because if you think about these 70,000 thoughts and things that are happening every day to us, we will become crazy if you will notice everything and remember everything. That means when you're sitting on a chair in the office and air conditioning is blowing on your back or from the side, sun is on the left, you see some birds on the side, everything what you do, how you looking at a computer and writing something, you can't be aware of everything at the same time. That means you're not thinking about how the chair feels, if that is soft or hard, and same time listening the birds or car going around. Like we can't notice. We need to delete something because it's too many distractions, too many things. And distortion is when we change things, when we just change the kind of true. We just changing a little bit. And generalization is all like, you know, all women are like, life is hard, all men are like that. That means that's kind of when we generalize. It's again helping us filter the information. And all those other filters that are so important are actually the beliefs I already mentioned, and language we use, attitude we have, memories from childhood or any experiences or any values we live by, and decision we make. And basically values, there is massive topic that I will talk about and do values elicitation in our course, because values are so important and they are like a compass in your life. That means if you have someone with high value for family and you have someone high value for just business, it will be such a different life and different goals and different attitude. That means these are all our filters. We're filtering things, and that's when we create perception. And all that perception, it's creating our thoughts. That means when we do have filters from childhood, and when if we have limiting belief or doubts about ourselves or fears or bad memories, they create the same perception, like we had basically already manipulated perception. That means if someone experienced something bad, I don't know, somebody, like, for example, when someone tried to break into our house 3 times, I had 2 years really massive fear and I couldn't sleep. And I spoke with my neighbor. She was like, no, I'm not scared. This is safe area. And she never even thought about that. But I didn't sleep for 2 years. That means we filtering things through our filters, through our memories. Everything what happened to us is kind of shaping us. And thoughts creating our feelings. That means our perception is based on all things, all beliefs and attitudes that need to be changed. That means what we need to unlock is exactly that: beliefs, limits, values. Check the values we have and we think we have, but we don't sometimes. And check what decisions we made, what we experienced. And based on that, we can actually change our thinking and feelings. And of course, that changes our behavior. That means all this model is kind of something that needs to be, have a look first and understand how we actually think, how we do things, how we can achieve more results. That means be aware of what kind of filters we have, what is limiting us and stopping us. It's so important to know and unlock those to be able to move forward. And this is just simplifying basically this model. That means from the model, you can see that external event is creating thoughts. And we have 70,000 thoughts a day, 70,000 thoughts a day. And we are, after 35 of age, I would say, after 35, we are unconscious robots. We just do things. We don't even think about it. That means our consciousness is almost gone. We do everything automatically. And those thoughts are creating feelings. That means if you don't feel great, you just need to go and change your thoughts and stories. And I teach people basically in the program that how to go from that reacting side and unconscious side of thinking, from coming from fear and doubts and frustrations and judging ourselves, judging others, how you can actually come and be on that side of conscious person, conscious leader, where you can think positively and coming from understanding, acceptance, love, compassion, and understand that there are good things in the world, and being in ease and actually respond instead of react. That means when you're making decisions, this is really important part when you're making decisions at home, in your life, or in the work, to respond is so important. And please learn how to respond, because when we react, we are actually losing our intelligence. It's part of the brain that doesn't really work properly when we are coming from fear and frustrations. And that time we are kind of a little bit not smart enough. That means definitely something that I will suggest. I'm probably not going to explain another model because there is so many, but I would love you to really think that, I would say, put all your thoughts into your awareness, like how you think. Is your life just happening to you, or you actually choosing what you want? You're taking responsibility for what you want. Is that still that you're procrastinating, or you're thinking like, yeah, I will do it later, or that will happen, and yeah, I will improve later, I don't need now? Or you really taking that steps and deciding for yourself and saying yes to yourself, that yes, I can change it, yes, I want to do it, and I want to be better, and I want to improve, and I actually want to have better results finally in my life. That means really think about it on what side of the model you are. When you are below the line, it's coming from anger, fear, comparison. We are at effect, that people like, it just happened, that was the sign. That's probably my destiny. Yeah. And judging everyone or staying in that victim position, like that happened to me or poor me, that's all below the line. That's where we are actually not getting results. Or we can move to being above the line, where we can actually embrace the change and learn. I always said above the line is lifelong learner. That means learn, implement, try things, change things, and change it even every day if you need, just until you get the result you want, because you can get whatever you want. It's just how we will do it. That's most important. And prospecting, no time for that, but basically what I will say that if you need to change anything in your life, you need to change how you think and how you do things. And that was basically all what I was mentioning. That means if you can just use the 5 success principles or use the model with thoughts and remember that your thinking is causing your emotions and feelings, because based on that we do choices and decisions, and it's around 25,000 decisions and choices we do every day. Imagine you can change just a little bit of them, just tiny bit, how amazing change you can experience in life. And yeah, stop wishing, wanting, and waiting. I always say that, just say yes to yourself and start to do something. Start to do something with your life and whatever it is, if it's business, life, relationship, or health, just do something. Do small thing today and think about it after this session. What is the one thing you can do, you can improve? What do you want to change? What do you want to set for next 3 months? We have still a quarter to go till the end of the year. Just set up something amazing and start doing something amazing for yourself, for your family, and I would say for the planet. And just at the end, I promised in my post that I will quickly just take you through Improve to Influence. That's the basically decision I made when I said I really want to help people. I can't do it anymore one-to-one. Too many clients, and it's too expensive for a lot of startups and smaller businesses. And I decided to put together the program that will teach you everything. That means it's kind of leadership and business mixed together. And basically, I will take you through a few things. The results I already mentioned at the beginning, that you can grow your business, you can grow your influence, communication skills, improve your thinking and behavior, emotional competence and intelligence, and create a work-life balance, what is really important, and start work smarter, not harder. Those are common results we always have from every program or from one-to-one coaching. And those all things from last 5 years of studies are basically put together into 3 months intensive program and plus 9 months of implementation time. That means I'm not going to let you go after 3 months. And it's like, yeah, you study, you paid, go. No, we will stay together for 12 months, and everything what you will learn, we will actually implement. Because you need to implement it, you need to test it, and you need to get results. If you're not getting results, you will have all of us in the group. It will be maximum of 12 people, and we will actually help you. Or I will be always there, or other coach will be always there. We will always do everything to see what needs to be changed in the strategy, and we will help you to improve. And this doesn't work, this works. That means what is with the program, these first 3 months are very intensive. That means fortnightly sessions, 2.5 hours. And what we will do training in the room or on a Zoom. That means I will try to mix it up. It will be hybrid because we are still quite lucky in Perth. We can do it in the room, and everything will be recorded for people that can't make it into the room. That means they will have actually access to the training. But what I really require to be on the training, because being face-to-face or on Zoom in the room is where actually things will change and happen. And module 1 will be, of course, market research, thinking analysis, all diagnostic, all you can imagine. That basically we will test, we will see where we are at. We will create a self-development plan for your health, relationship, or life or work, whatever you want to achieve in the course. And we will create first 90-day plan. Plus success principles, we will break them down into small pieces, because we are going to learn more about mindset and how to shift the mindset, how to shift the habits, and how to become actually more successful with all those changes and keep them, not just listen something, learn something, and after 7 days just forget about it. I don't want you to forget about it. I want to be sure, we are keeping each other accountable and we are changing attitudes and behaviors and thinking. And module 3 and 4, communication, influence, emotional competence, language, how to change things with language we use, with tonality we use, how we can influence people if we need to actually embrace something, or if you need to change, or if you want them to understand something, how to become better communicator. I will probably wrap it up that way. Prospecting strategies for businesses, of course, we will need to talk about relationship creation and branding and how we're going to do it the way that your prospecting will work. And module 5, learn how to sell, behaviors in sales, and all the limits we have, because what we have, the biggest limits we have is usually about sales, because to do sell, I know only a few people, they're really massive, great salespersons, and I know what everybody thinks about them. It's like, oh, this is the sleazy guy, I just don't want, he's going to sell me something. But we don't want to come from that place, because everybody on the planet is selling. And if you are not able to sell our awesome things, then people can't get it, people can't improve it, people can't use it. Then why we are developing these amazing things when we can't sell it? It's not going to be point to actually even develop something. But the point is to sell people, they really need it. That means you're selling to people, they really need your products or services. And of course, I mentioned that you'll learn presentation skills and speaking skills and how to close the sales. Module 6, 7, strategic thinking, critical thinking, great decision making. And I will teach you self-coaching model. That means you can actually implement it into your life and you can use it whenever you want. And I'm not going to talk anymore. I will just wrap it up. 9 months of implementation stage. That means that was 3 months, seven modules. Now 9 months of implementation stage and 12 months of group coaching. They will be ongoing. They will go in mastermind all together. You will have access to the group community and also 15 minutes calls with me or some other coaches if you will need. And of course, workbook and email communication. There will be always support and always someone to answer your questions. And basically what was happening with the programs that we did, they were in value. 3 months of intensive was from 2,100. Sometimes it was 3,500 when we talk about leadership coaching. 9 months of ongoing support calls and email is in value of 4,500, and 12 months leadership. I need to slow down. 12 monthly leaders and business masterminds in value 9,700. Laser sessions and email support, video, audio recordings, access to workbooks and different programs and quantum leap, and all in value $21,000. What is today happening, and actually what is happening in September, because we are opening up on 1st of October, that when you put deposit $970, you can sign in. I will take on board 12 people, and it's only $400 a month for 12 months. That means it's absolutely amazing price. I don't want to say where the price will go, but this is launching price, and I think it's absolutely amazing deal. That means if you want to know more about the program or be part of that, or check if that is suitable for you, because I don't want someone just to sign in and say like, yeah, I want to do it, and we will find out in the middle of the program, yeah, maybe that's not what is suitable for me. That means definitely happy to talk to you, and you can send me message yes, or maybe hey, hi Alex, how are you, and say yes. And send me a message on my mobile phone or email, and that's for 043-147-3660. That means if you want, just do it today, because we have already 4 people coming in, and I would love to start 1st of October with everyone who is interested and anyone who wants to know more. That means, yeah, if the program is for you, happy to see you and hopefully see you from October. Thank you so much, guys, and I'm happy to answer questions and stay here for Q&A. That means, please, I will check the chat here. Awesome. Anyone has any questions? Hey, Karina, lovely to see you here. Awesome people. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope you get some value, and I really hope you will give me feedback. And if you want to give me feedback or comments, I will actually give you opportunity, because I love feedback. That means if you want to scan this code, I will really value any of your comments, any questions, anything what you would like to add. You can probably give me feedback like, yes, you're speaking so fast, and I will try to slow down again. But if you feel like it's time, guys, if you feel like this was something that really resonates with you and you would love to start to change your life and really achieve what you want, and if you are like me, like, around 40s and you just had enough, I can only suggest to jump into the program, because we are not going to let you down. We are going to actually help you to grow your business and grow everything. Any results you want, you will be able to achieve. And that's what I can super promise, because I know that is happening and it's always working with my clients. Let me have a beautiful, beautiful afternoon and almost weekend. I believe you will enjoy it. And thank you so much. Happy to see you guys here and happy to see some faces there. I know, even though I can't see the faces, but amazing. Thank you. Bye.